Hello everyone, I'm your host Kendrick Dix and welcome to another edition of The Take. Glad you can join us here on this March 1st, 2018, a brand new month. We're on the third month of the year. Time just flying on by. I'm here again, back better than ever. Let's get to the big story. The big story this week is, man, Florida Senator Marco Rubio got served by a bunch of high schoolers. Man, Rubio appeared for a live CNN town hall meeting, and he didn't expect this.
And this is about people who are for making a difference to save us and people who are against it and prefer money. So, Senator Rubio, can you tell me right now that you will not accept a single donation from the NRA in the future?
The answer to the question is that people buy into my agenda. And I do support the Second Amendment. And I also support the right of you and everyone here to be able to go to school and be safe. And I do support any law that would keep guns out of the hands of a deranged killer. And that's why I support the things that I have stood for and fought for during my time there.
NRA money? More NRA money?
That is the wrong way to look. First of all, the answer is people buy into my agenda.
You can say no.
Number second, well...
Rubio got himself into the fire den, the lion's den, I meant to say, throughout the crowd. You thought he would have thought they was gonna ask the light questions and not try to ask about that and try to strengthen gun laws and stuff in America, which he kind of gets paid for and gets in the NRA is in his pocket. But he never believed a crowd would turn on him like they was in the WWE. See, man. Yeah, that's emotion. That's like use, like Kurt Angle song. Use, man. They could have just seen that out. Boom, boom. The Marco Rubio. Don't give him credit for just being up there and just took all that abuse and took all that criticism, because an average man would have just went crazy, because an average man don't feel no pain. I'm telling you, man. Even this lady, yeah, the NRA spokesperson, she's a lady with a pit. She's a pit bull, lady, whatever, lady in a dress with a gun. Man, they went from lady in the tramp to lady with the gun. Pow, pow. Marco, you thought that they was going to be easy on you, and well, you thought wrong. They came for him like a bunch of hyenas or ants or however you want to call it. That's why I do never want to be a politician. I never ever want to be a politician. People are like, you should run for politics. No, that's not my forte. That's not my thing to do. Politics ain't for me. I'm telling you. You have them screaming and shouting at me and oh, I hate you. I get all that already doing this. People secretly do like, I don't know why he doing that show. Hey, I'm just doing it because I can. I got the resources. I got the funds. What you doing? You can have a show. Better yet, put yourself on podcast and see how far you go. You can have your voice out there, but you ain't got to be seen. Speaking of politics, President Trump clapped back at a few words about his haters, about him having a receiving ball spot out of nowhere. Take a look.
By the way, what a nice picture that is. Look at that. I'd love to watch that guy speak. Oh, boy. Let's see. I try like hell to hide that bald spot, folks. I work harder. Doesn't look bad. Hey, we're hanging in. We're hanging in. We're hanging in there, right? Together, we're hanging in.
He tried as hell to hide that bald spot as much as he can. You see how he was flirting with it? He was flirting with the audience, and the audience fed into that, his rhetoric and his political system. One thing about the Donald, he you know, he a media savvy business person. He knows how to get himself out there and let loose and cut off script and cut off the cuff. Man, what would you have your bald spot for TV ratings? If you haven't had the opportunity to? You see, I don't have a bald spot. I got full hair. Full black hair. I got hair that grows. I tell my barber all the time, cut my hair low as you can. But better yet, the hair keeps growing and growing. It's like, hey, it's what it is. Hey, you can't, you use what you got to get what you want. You remember that line? That was from the Players Club, 1998. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. Alright, in celebrity news, Tamar Braxton visited The View as a guest host and talked to the ladies about her strained relationship with her husband Vince while sitting next to him side by side. Take a look.
I feel like, and let me just address the meltdown that I had on Instagram. You know, and it was my fault that I put myself in a position where I opened up the floor for people to give their opinions on my marriage. You know what I mean? And I have to take responsibility for that. And also, you have to take responsibility for telling too much of your business. Because people always feel like they can tell you this, they have a hand in this, or, oh girl, did you hear about what happened? Da, da, da. But because everybody don't want to see you happy.
I know, but a reality that's the basis of a reality show is to air your dirty laundry.
Well, I do air my dirty laundry. However, I've never been that specific, and I should have been specific enough to say, well, this is what my so-called friends were saying.
Tamar, you said extensive counseling. So extensive counseling mean like, is this a ruse? Are you trying to get old one over us or something like that? It's got to be a hoax. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, think it's fake and offensive, and then you carry this show, you carry on to have a plot line and stuff, or storyline, what we like to call it in the TV business, and you feel like to tell people to stay out your business. Nobody didn't want to be in your business unless you came full screen circle. Nobody didn't even know who you was until you came in the spotlight as Tony Braxton's little sister, and then you said why, and then you came up with the reality show, Braxton Knows the Braxtons, and you made yourself a star, and now everybody want to be in your business. Now you trying to like keep them out your business. Whose side you on? Because either you gonna do or die. So, like me, I'm already out here. I do or I die. I guess I'm doing because I'm doing pretty real. Thanks, Twitter. Oh man. And Vince and Tamar, when they talking and stuff like that, they just getting them extra minutes. If it's 5 minutes, let's stretch it to 10 minutes. Let's stretch it. Let's stretch as much as we can. And Vince, when did you ever become like you want to be on The View, of all people? That's why you wanted to be on The Real so bad, and The Real kicked y'all off, and now y'all trying to work y'all way into ABC and get that Disney check. I don't think so, Tamar. Better think about it. Alright, speaking of The View, on talk shows this week, The View welcomed the semi-demented, our favorite person of here on the tape, Monique. Monique appeared, and she's a favorite on Viral too. Monique appeared on the show, and she brought up why and her Netflix ain't working together. Take a look.
To the deal, and they wanted to know, how did you come up with that number? How is it that Monique gets paid $126 less than Amy Schumer would get paid? And Robbie Prohl said, well, we go by what we anticipate you'll do. Right. So then Sydney said, well, based off of Monique's resume, you see that what she's done. I know, but we don't go off of resumes. He said, well, then may I ask how you came up with Amy Schumer's number? He said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a hit movie in 2017. Sydney then said, is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then this was the response.
Radio silence.
It got dead silent. And then he said, we appreciate what you're trying to say. And then they said, well, because Sydney and Attorney Anderson said, well, what is your best offer? Robbie Prohl said, we'll go back and we'll meet with the team, and then we'll come back to you. What happens is our finish line keeps changing. And when I say that, Whoopi, as a black woman in Hollywood, see, initially you're told, build up your resume, and that's what'll get the money. Then you build up your resume, and then they'll say, well, you know what, we see the resume, but we'll get them the next time.
All right.
And you never meet your next time. Right. So when it comes to Netflix, and with Amy Schumer and Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and let me say this, what they got, they were supposed to. I don't have an issue with my sister Amy, nor my brother Dave and Chris. But when the vice president of Netflix says to my husband and our attorney, by the way, Monique is a legend too. Well, if I'm a legend, why wouldn't I get what the legends are getting?
Hey, you told Netflix, right, that you're a legend, right? You want to make a deal. But the times have changed. And now Tiffany Haddish got herself a deal with Netflix. But it was totally, completely opposite from the deal you was getting. So it ain't had no adverse effect to what you was doing with Netflix. Netflix works, because Tiffany has the highest thing, and then you're getting upset about Amy Schumer, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle, gender bias, racial bias, and now someone younger than you and less, more attractive than you, and more, you know, visibly more known than you, got more money than you. That's what it is, Monique. It is what it is. So you need to go back to the woodshed and probably have to go back to BET. Oh, I forgot. BET ain't interested in it either. Alright, speaking of Tiffany Haddish appeared on the Ellen Show, and she went on the show to promote something, and Ellen asked her about, have she ever had the chance of meeting Lady O?
I'm better now.
Well, she
never wrote back.
I wonder why. Let's ask her why she didn't write back. Oprah, why didn't you write back?
I didn't write back. Happy for you, girl. So this is a deal.
I love you.
Oh. You are so good.
Thank
You're
you.
so, come on.
You told me that before in a dream.
No, it's true. It's true.
You know, I ask questions and I answer them in your voice.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
You done told me to pray so many times.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Did you see that, Tiffany, man? Tiffany cried like a fan, like she was back into that dressing room where she was an extra for Oprah on Who Their Eyes Was Watching God with Halle Berry. Oprah has that Oprah effect. Everybody knows it on people, places, and things. Oprah is, they need to rename now to Oprah. She's close to it because she has an effect on people, places, things. Oprah is everywhere. Oprah got that effect. And Oprah, speaking of Oprah had mentioned this about Monique.
Possible. It's a law that if you
there you go, Oprah.
Negative,
see, Monique trying to bring that negative life in. You trying to bring the positive. So we don't need all that. If you want to be negative, go over there and see, do what you're doing. If you want to keep your name out there being negative. If you want to be positive, like Oprah, promote moving, promote her businesses and stuff like that. Hey, it is what it is. It's a good look, Oprah. Good look. Good look. Yeah. She'll put the effect on you. All you gotta do is just look in her eyes, and you'll just fall right in. All right, man. Me thinking about the Oprah effect made me want to take a break. All right, we'll be right back with all this and more. The tape. Don't go anywhere. Don't change that channel. Stay tuned. We celebrate Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges helped bridge the gap between blacks and whites to get along with each other. Ruby Bridges did not know at the time that she was a history maker. Ruby was 5 years old when she was enrolled to a white school. Immediately, parents started removing their children from the school because they believed that they didn't want their kids to interact with Ruby. Bridges' teachers, Mrs. Henry, taught her that she was different from the rest, but she was loved by her and many others. Ruby Bridges was the catalyst of what would be known as the American Civil Rights Movement, to change people's perspective, to go to school, go to the same schools, live in the same neighborhoods, and eat at the same restaurant. That's why we celebrate Ruby Bridges on this Black History Month. Back to the take. I'm your host as always, Kendra Diggs. Man oh man, I'm so glad that you are here with us on Connect TV. Use the hashtag right up there for the take, and we have the Connect TV logo. You won't miss a thing. And subscribe to Connect TV. That's all we say. Subscribe. You sound like Snoop Dogg. Subscribe. Alright, on news is this week. Imagine watching TV and someone at the door knocks and says something about delivery. Now, we from Craigslist. Now, we get this rationale that Craigslist is kind of sketchy. It's kind of a business that doesn't have everything in place and stuff like that. So, hey, you watch this store for yourself and see the red.
Ask about her car. One man, she says, put a gun to her head and forced her to the couch, while another rummaged through the house. The victim is still afraid and doesn't want her identity revealed. She says it looked like the robbers knew what they were looking for.
What did the gunman say to you?
They start to ask me for money.
When she didn't understand them, she says they ripped a TV off the wall and smashed her laptop on the ground. Then they found the family's savings, $4,000 in the cabinet. They left, but not before punching her in the face and warning her not to call the cops. Her lip is still swollen.
Thank God my daughter was not home from school yet.
Gwinnett County Police say it's been a while since they've seen a Craigslist-related crime, but they urge buyers and sellers to meet in a public place.
There's things like that were created with good intentions of being able to sell your items and connect with people, and to make that, it's unfortunate that some people have taken that and made an evil thing out of it.
Lesson learned for this victim, who's just thankful she wasn't killed.
I hope the authorities can catch them soon, because I fear they can come back to my home.
Oh my God, if someone said to me while I'm busy and I'm doing errands, thank you, thank God, believe me, he would not step in my thing like that and knock me out and have my kids like that. No, see, dude, you're gonna have to fight, because they're gonna be up in there. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to fight like you don't fight, like you never fought before with me. You're gonna have to fight your life. It's gonna be they said Holly and Foreman, the Thriller in Manila. It's gonna be me and the burglar, the fight of the life. I'm telling you. And you will have a death warrant. I meant that. Please believe that. All right, let's move over to the political rundown. On the political rundown this week, President Trump said something about if the shooter came, he would jump in the shoot unarmed. Yeah, you shot me unarmed because you have Secret Service around you, and you could be like, and then they'll be ready to attack the little kid and shoot him to death because he's a near touch to you. So he might be knowing what he's talking about for himself, but a lot of people believe that he just having this crazy rhetoric and don't know overtones and don't know how to react to certain situations. It's just, just crazy on his part. But we're gonna give President Trump a pass on that because he needs a break off being on the political run there because every week it's about him. But while he's still on our radar, we're going to move over to his press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is the daughter of Mike Sanders, Mike Huckabee, you know, the governor of Arkansas, and he has hosted this new show on TBN, his own little political show with his beliefs and his values. Oh God. Inside Edition did a story where Sarah and the NBC News reporter had the exact same dress on, and they were complimenting each other. You be the judge and take a look.
Twinsies in the White House. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders and NBC News reporter Kristen Welker both wore the same fuchsia dress at the White House press briefing.
And with that, I will take your questions. Mostly because we're matching, so.
Yes, thank you.
The fashion double take sure paid off at first. Then came this heated exchange.
Why hasn't the president implemented the sanctions which Congress passed last year?
Look, this president's been tougher on Russia, far tougher.
The president can be much tougher. Why not?
Sorry, I'm sure he'll pick up where you left off.
By the way, the Eliza J dress that features a bow tie along the collar retails for $148.
Tell me this, who wore it better, Sarah or the reporter? Now, many people will say, if you're a Christian or in Bible Belt, you'll say Sarah won it. But if you're in Washington, D.C., you'll say that woman wore it better because everybody don't like Sarah Huckabee Sanders' attitude and her personality. But she's cold, she's calculated, and she's aggressive. What can you say? Just like her father. Alright, let's move on finally to the viral video of the week. Man oh man. Man oh man. He said, she said. Now, everyone knows there's a popular web series called The Queen's Court with starring T.S. Madison and Kaya. A couple weeks ago, things didn't go as planned as they were supposed to welcome Monique on the show. I think Monique just like going on everyone's shows and just killing them shows off left by right. She went on The View still standing, and now the Queen's Court going down. And be sure to watch on Viral this week the rise and fall of the Queen's Court. Interesting topic I'm going to have there. But sticking to the business, Kaya and T.S. Madison have word for words. Take a look.
Because you ain't talking about it, you lurking, stalking ass bitch. All that flexing for the gram, stop it, ho, you need to quit. All that typing that you feel like I'm gonna really sing and read it. We finna start the show.
Is it on, honey? Is this thing recorded? What's up, YouTube land, Twitter land, Instagram land, Snapchat, Grind, Discuss, BGC, Chat, Facebook, Periscope, and last but not least, every single one of my bitches.
So what was so important about this episode of The Queen's Court is that they were going to get Monique to appear. So, you know, we talked last week and Monique said that she wanted to appear on The Queen's Court, and they finally got her to do it. So they were going to get her via Periscope to appear on the show. But with all the technical difficulties, Kaya was not feeling it. Well, eventually Kaya got so upset about the production of the show, she decided to get up and leave, and she left Maddie there.
Hold on a moment, y'all. We having a little technical difficulties right quick.
So a few minutes later, Kaya came back to see how things were progressing when she saw that they...
Oh, man. Kaya and T.S. Madison going off. But then somebody else came into the picture. Take a look at this.
You about something about somebody, or whatever I'm going in on, it's going to be facts backed by receipts. Kaya has built this entire platform on speculation and lies. Let's get one thing dragging me, because I don't play down there where you at. I don't. The shit you say about people is going to get your ass hurt out in these damn streets, and somebody going to find your ass somewhere stinking. You done brought Maddie Brand down the shit with you, okay? Maddie was already popping. Maddie did not need this. Now she around here scrambling, trying to find somebody to help her co-host, and nobody want to do the shit because they don't want their brand associated with the Queen's Court because of all the negativity negativity that you brought on this girl platform. Maddie was already fucking winning. Her videos was already getting these kinds of views. Maddie did not benefit from hitching her wagon to you. You benefited from hitching your wagon to Maddie's horse. And the proof is in the pudding. If it was not the truth, the videos that you was doing in that nasty ass treehouse with them crackheads would be getting you the same level of notoriety that it was getting you over here with Maddie. Maddie was already bumping elbows with networks.
Oh my God, what in the world fucking Deneva doing in this mess? Man, oh man. But it started with this. Monique tried to be peacemaker and peacekeeper, and it just unfortunately didn't work out. So now Kaya and T.S. Madison are no through, and people laughing, like, see these jokes they was making. Candy like smiling ear to ear, and Toya and Regine, they all smiling ear to ear like, hell, y'all can't work together, y'all won't crack on us. Alright, that ends the viral video of the week. That ends the show for this week. Thank you all for watching the take for this week, and hopefully we'll see you next time here on Connect TV. Peace.